A former palace staffer who was slammed in Prince Harry's memoir Spare has confirmed plans to release their own book, hitting back at the Duke of Sussex. Reilly Sullivan is a lifestyle reporter here at skynews.com.au, and he's always across the latest celebrity headlines. Reilly, great to see you.
Great to be back.
So Princess Diana's former butler, Paul Burrell, he's confirmed plans to release a new book about the monarchy. Can you tell us about him and why Prince Harry could be worried about this?
Yeah, I think Prince Harry is going to be very nervous about this new book from Paul Burrell. Of course, Paul Burrell was the royal butler to Diana from 1987 until 1997 when she passed away. But I don't know if butler really kind of captures what he was, because he was also a friend and a confidant to Diana. He was sort of there throughout those turbulent years, especially towards the end of her marriage to King Charles.
Right.
And he was around both Princes William and Harry as well at Kensington Palace. So he certainly knows a lot of sort of secrets and insider information. This isn't the first book he's written. Of course, he wrote a book not long after Diana died, and Harry wrote about that in Spare. So in Spare, Mr. Burrell's a bit of a kind of villain in the book. He is not referred to by name. Harry was very clever. Harry just called him the butler, Mummy's butler. He didn't really sort of identify him by name, but we all knew who he was talking about, Paul Burrell, and he really slammed him. He said Paul Burrell makes his blood boil. He was just saw it as such a betrayal, you know, that he's written books and sort of cashed in.
Right.
But Paul Burrell is very outspoken. He's not happy with Harry. He was very unhappy about the comments that were in Spare. So watch out, I think, with this new book coming out in September.
Watch this space. Not like Prince Harry to get angry about someone cashing in.
Yeah, a bit ironic.
Done that. Now, a Sussex insider has claimed that Meghan Markle is currently plotting a big return to the United Kingdom for the first time since 2022. What do we know about this and Meghan Markle's plans to finally go back to the UK?
Yeah, you know, I was really excited to read about this because it felt like the missing puzzle piece, because in recent weeks we've been talking about the Sussexes possibly having a bit of a peace summit, a reconciliation with the royal family, and I was kind of, you know, mystified a bit. I thought, well, hang on, what's Meghan's role in this? Where's she sitting? And a reporter who spoke to the Daily Mail said that she is giving it her blessing. She does want to move forward with this reconciliation because she has big plans, and these big plans all sort of surround the 2027 Invictus Games, which will be in Birmingham. So a big return. This is Harry's signature charity, his signature event. It's coming back to the UK in 2 years' time. And, you know, 2027 sounds like quite a while away, but really it's not.
No.
You know? I mean, if you think about it, the last time Meghan was in the UK was 2022. So that was, you know, nearly 3 years ago. So I think that she's kind of smoothing the way a bit with the royal family, because she knows that in 2027 she wants all eyes on her. She wants the royal family to be at the Invictus Games, and I think that for her that is crucial, because if we think about it, the Sussexes' only real tangible value is their proximity to the royal family. So if she can kind of be the star of the Invictus Games in 2 years' time, that gives her another 5 years of press, of, you know, deals and money making. So it's all part of a grand plan, I think.
Of course. Now, details have emerged about King Charles's friendship with First Lady Melania Trump ahead of the state visit to the UK in September. What do we know about this relationship?
Yeah, well, this is quite a surprising friendship. Of course, First Lady Melania Trump, she first met King Charles over 20 years ago when he was Prince of Wales, when he visited New York. They reconnected during the first Trump presidency with that state visit, and they've stayed in touch. And she actually revealed this in her memoir that came out last year, that she's kept up letter writing kind of correspondence with King Charles. And that's actually not surprising, because King Charles is known for being a prolific letter writer. He's always corresponding over letter. He even keeps in touch with Meghan Markle via letter, supposedly.
Wow. So
he's very much a letter writer, and I think they just sort of have this quiet friendship. And I love that kind of stuff. I love hearing about these sort of people having a private life and having these sort of friendships that aren't in the press, that are just sort of something between them. And I'm very curious to sort of see what it'll be like when they're back together in September.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, won't it? Now, Prince William and Princess Catherine are reportedly planning to leave their home, Adelaide Cottage, and already have a new home picked out. Do you know why they're set to leave their Windsor home park?
Yeah, so this was a report that came out a few days ago that supposedly they're looking at Fort Belvedere, which is also kind of in the surrounds of Windsor. It's not near Windsor Castle, it's kind of more adjacent in Windsor Great Park. That would be a much larger home for them, much more kind of secure. And when the reports came out initially, what wasn't mentioned was, I think, the real reason that they're moving, frankly, which is security. So we know, and we've talked about it on this show, there's been at least 2 incidents in the past year of people breaching the perimeter of Windsor Castle and coming quite close to the Wales family, which is very scary. You know, there was an incident last year where 2 masked men were able to break through a barrier, they stole farm equipment, and they were very close to Adelaide Cottage. You know, the Wales family was sleeping nearby. Very kind of terrifying for them. And I think that ever since that incident, you know, there's been kind of question marks over, well, what is the sort of security here? I mean, this is the future king of, you know, of England, and he's sort of a sitting duck in a sense. So I'm not surprised to hear that they're looking at Fort Belvedere. Of course, it is a huge property. The royal family have actually leased it out for the last 30 years to a Canadian billionaire. He recently passed away. His widow has now left the property, so it's vacant. But I do think that the real reason here is security.
Reilly Sullivan, thank you so much for joining us on Power Hour. It's great to speak to you.
Always.